Okay, this is Weather Outlook, and this is your update for Friday, August 8th. I'm healthy again, finally. So we get back to normal with the weather here. And it's going to be dry for the next few days. And next week, parts of Pennsylvania are going to be in a heat wave, which means multiple days where it's above 90 degrees each day. The nights are a little cool, but I mean, not bad. Last night was in the 50s down here. I know it's pretty chilly up north, so kind of crazy cycle, but I see a stretch down in southeastern PA here and Jersey and Delaware where there could be 90s for 6, 7 days in a row. So all these people that are talking about no more 90s, maybe for their neck of the woods, no more 90s, but in southeastern PA, Jersey and Delaware, there's still 90s, even out by Pittsburgh. But again, I do the weather for everybody, so the 90s doesn't always appeal to everybody, especially in the mountains and northern parts of Pennsylvania. But it'll be warm. Here's your temperatures on Saturday. For the most part, most of the states in the 80s, down by the I-95 corridor. Of course, you're in the mid 80s out by Pittsburgh. Areas out west are in the mid 80s. In between, basically lower 80s. The higher elevations and stuff can still get temperatures around 80, but basically, a nice day tomorrow. Now, as we get to Sunday, you can look over towards Philly and the I-95 corridor. There's your first 90-degree day out there. Elsewhere across the state of PA, pretty much everybody now is into the 80s. Some areas out in the west are in the upper 80s, so it's definitely warming up. Sunday's warmer than Saturday. Now, as we get to Monday, we even go up a few degrees warmer. Now, everybody in the state's in the middle 80s, except for Western PA by Pittsburgh, you're in the low 90s. Then the same thing in the I-95 corridor, you're into the lower 90s there. 94 up there towards New York City, but you're getting into the heat. And the apparent temperature, real field temperature, is not much different than what the actual air temperature is. So we don't have to worry about so far, the extreme heat. And I'm not showing you the radars or precipitation because there really isn't anything to speak of. As we get into Tuesday, you can see more 90s. Look at Jersey, really in the 90s just about everywhere except along the coastline. Central PA, you get into the 90s. Up towards Scranton, you get into the lower 90s. Pretty hot out there, but you can see a couple of spots here, which means we have a little bit of precipitation that's starting to pop up in the form of a shower or a thunderstorm or something like that. You can see very few. There's no big lines of storms, so that's why it's not worth talking about. Now, this is Wednesday. We do have some rain coming across the northern part during the afternoon. Here's your precipitation moving in Wednesday afternoon during the day. It'll work its way, and there'll be spotty showers, maybe even a thunderstorm crossing the state on Wednesday, which will reflect in the temperatures. As you can see, let's back this up a little bit. It is warmer early in the morning. The showers are here early in the morning, during the morning hours, so you can see temperatures have dropped into the 70s. But elsewhere, Pittsburgh's 92, Harrisburg's 93. Again, Allentown, Reading, you're in the 90s. Harrisburg, Lancaster, Philadelphia, all of Delaware, most of New Jersey's in the middle 90s. So again, there's your 3 days out there for your heat wave, which is what you need to say heat wave. But, as I said, most of the state doesn't get the 3 days in a row. And then on Thursday, you've got some showers going through, some clouds, and you can see it's definitely taking effect on the temperatures. For the most part, unless you're in South Jersey or South Delaware, the 90s are now gone, and now you're back into the mid 80s there. And the rest of the state's pretty cool. We're nice, mid 70s. So we kind of cool back off again on Thursday. And then on Friday, we start to heat back up again. You can see the 90s along the I-95 corridor, 80s elsewhere across Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware. And between now and next Friday for a week, you can see there's not a lot of precipitation out there. Most of the precipitation, which is an inch and a half, is out in western Pennsylvania. But as you get further and further east, we start talking about tenths. All right, there's your forecast, and take it easy. And I'm going to do the .com page today. And remember, weather-outlook.com is free if you want to go there. Take it easy.